Yes, yes, the hair transplant is done. Here it is, baby. It's complete. There's a side shot. There's another side shot. I'm extremely happy about the outcome. And I wanted to go over a couple things with you to share with you some of the things I wish I would have known going into it. Well, I did know, but it'd just be good for you to know if you haven't had a transplant already. And if you didn't watch my other video, I got a hair transplant down here in South Florida. I decided to do it here in South Florida versus flying to Turkey for a hair transplant. To me, the logistics just made better sense if I just stayed here in South Florida. So, man, I'm just super pumped, man. I'm so glad I got this done. It's looking really, really strange and barbaric, but you know what? That's part of the process. So I'm gonna go over a couple of things, man, like what went down the day of the operation, some things to look out for, and then also how many grafts and all that stuff that they took. So make sure you stick around for the entire video, okay? Now, the first thing that went down is the day of the operation. Again, it was 7 a.m. when I got there. So I had to like go over to the hotel and then Uber over because you can't drive, once you become or after you take that local anesthetic. So after the surgery, all I did was have to call an Uber to take me over to the hotel. And the hotel is only like not even a couple blocks from the clinic itself. So very close by. And once I went in that morning, as you can see, I have a button-up shirt on. Very big tip for you. All right, because when you go in for your hair transplant, the last thing you want to do is be pulling ahead over your shoulders or over your head. And I'll go ahead and put up some pictures here so you see the bandages that I had right after they finished the transplant, because it was done yesterday. And so today is like day one. And so when I went to the clinic, we sat down and the doctors and the nurses, they pretty much went over my hairline, and we didn't have to really get too nitty gritty about the hairline because I already had the S&P done. And so we just went ahead and went with the line that I already have, which I thought was great because I didn't want to push it down and I didn't, want to do anything too crazy. So after really looking at my donor area and the top and what I was looking to have accomplished, which was density and then working its way back, so it ended up being 3,500 grafts, 3,500 grafts. They took 3,000 back here from the donor in the back of the head, and then 500 right here through my beard. And I'll flash another picture up here so you can see what it looked like when they took it out. But yeah, it looked like Freddy Krueger just clawed me or whatever. But hey, it's a beard. It'll grow back. I'm going to trim it up and make it look halfway decent. So after we sat down and went over how many grafts I was going to take, then came the big part. Man, the anesthesia. Man, I cannot stress it enough. That's the most painful thing I think I've ever went through, man. And I went through some painful stuff, getting tattoos. I got some big half-sleeve tattoos on my body, so I'm familiar with needles, all of that stuff. But man, they were poking that needle about, I don't know, it felt like a good 30 spots on the back of my head, because you got to go face down first, and then they numb the back. But they have to get the area numb. So that initial prick, man, it's like, whoo, man, I almost jumped off the table, man, and punched the doctor in the throat. I was like, dude, hold on, man. This should not be this painful. But hey, it's part of the process. So I just stayed there, man, and just put a smile on my face, put my mind in a whole nother area or another place, and just focus on your breathing, man. That's what you have to do. Breathe through that and just think like, you know what, man? In 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna have a head full of hair. So that's what you got to think about. So after they numbed the area, it pretty much felt like you had on a helmet and someone was just tapping your head. So you could feel like some sensation there, but you couldn't feel the pain. Because, then after they numb the back of your head, that's when they go in and extract those grafts from your donor area. And I'll put up a picture here. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you how it looks now. So after they pull that out, which is looking pretty fresh, man. Yeah, they pull out those grafts, and then they put them over on some saline and, try to hold on to them before they put them at the top. So after that point, and they were the operation went very smooth, man, because anytime you're lying there, you can say, hey, if you still feel it, like feel the actual needle, man, don't be trying to be Hercules and just take it. Go ahead and tell them, hey, can we add a little bit more local anesthetic so that way it'll numb it even more. So make sure you take that tip with you, okay? You don't have to be gnawing your teeth or grinding your teeth, getting through the pain, but after you get that initial prick from the anesthesia, you should be numb and you should be good to go. And if you feel any pain beyond that, let them know to add more and you should be all set. So after we did that, man, I got up probably about a good, anytime you need to go to the restroom or whatever, just let them know or move your head around because you're going to be face down like on one of those massage tables, but you're not getting a massage. You're getting your crown done. So just remember that, okay? So after that point, we broke for lunch. And so I brought my own lunch to the clinic. Like they have snacks and stuff, but that's one thing I would advise you to do. So that way, if you're like me, I'm always worried about what I eat, man. So I like my own food and I know what I'm going to be eating. So I brought like a protein bar to snack on. I bought a big jug of water and I bought like a meal, like a ready to go meal. And they was able to heat that up for me. I sat down, boom, munched on that real quick. Because here's another thing too. I wanted to bring my own meal so that way I don't have to call like Uber Eats and then have them deliver it. You sitting there waiting and then, so that way, man, you can just eat and then boom, get right back to business. Because I didn't want to be there in that facility all day. And it took them 6.5 hours to go through this procedure. And I didn't want to be longer than that, man. 6.5 hours was a long time. But hey, you got to get it done, right? So then after that, we got up, we got the procedure done, and then they gave me the medications. You're taking your medications to the clinic with you, but then they'll administer one of the medications there. And then after we finished up, they bandaged me up. As you can see on those pictures, I had the bandage in the back. And then you just go on about your day. You take the Uber over to the hotel because you can't drive because you've been under anesthesia. And so, but I was drunk, man. That anesthesia is going to have you drunk and sort of delayed. People trying to talk to you like, man, just don't talk to me right now. But it was good. And here's another thing too, man, that I thought that would be like, I don't know, a problem. And that was, I thought like people were going to be looking at you like, man, what's up with this dude here, man? What happened to him? Did he get in a motorcycle accident? But the only person that said something was the Uber guy who picked me up from the clinic. And then once I got to the hotel, they didn't have like a restaurant in the hotel. So I just went out and man, it's like north of Miami. So you down here, it's like beautiful women walking around. I'm like, man, they gonna see your boy like this, And so you're just walking around. So I went into these spots, man. But man, no one's worried about you, man. Everyone has a head down, doing their own thing. But after you get a hair transplant, you're just like thinking the whole world looking at you. So that's another thing to think about, man. Don't even have your mind just bogged down with what other people may be thinking if they see you. Now, don't get me wrong. I won't go outside now and just be, going down the street. Hey, what's up? What it do? No, none of that. So, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And so after I went to the hotel, it's about to sleep now, man. So once you sit down and then try to go to bed, man, it was really tough sleeping in the upright position because they also give you a neck roll. So that way you're not rolling around on your head and messing with your grafts. And I'll speak a little bit more into that on another video because this one just went too long. But I just wanted to share that information with you. And what is it? I think that was about it. Yeah. Just those key things, man. I'll talk about more about how I'm going to wash it and take care of it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, comment below, man. Let's keep this conversation going. If you're about to get your hair transplant done, or if you already have yours, where are you in the process? I love to hear from you. Let's connect. Let's do this thing together. We as men, man, let's use this little platform here to be here for each other, man. That's what it's about. But hey, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video. God bless. Love you, man.